Hi everyone, welcome again to the monthly draw. This is obviously January's monthly draw. I keep saying it every month, it goes by really quick, and it does. But anyway, I've got quite a lot to give away. I mean, in numbers anyway, I've got 21 wee sort of flies or so, or packs to give away, obviously, in the fly box. I've got a few things to talk about as well at the end. For February, so but anyway, we'll leave that just now and we'll just concentrate on this month's draw. Now I've got 5 boxes of flies that whoever's number comes up, they can have a choice from. Now I'm going to firstly say thanks to everyone who donated this over the month. As you know, it does help, and as you can see, I've had over, I mean, this month so far, well, this is the last day, but I put a video on today, the caddis pupa, and that was the 21st video of January, so basically 21 days that January I've been actually filming or doing something for the channel, so that's how much this has helped. It just allows me to spend my time on YouTube and basically working and obviously thinking of the next projects, the next things we're going to do. But anyway, we're going to do the draw first, and then I'm going to talk about next month as well. So first thing we're going to do is have a wee quick look at the boxes. So if we go out to the other camera, I'll show you the boxes. Now, firstly, if your number comes up, obviously you look through the video, you'll see the flies or the boxes. Now this is the river wets, as I called it, and there's 88 in this box. Now this is just it's a lovely selection of flies that you'd fish anywhere when there's in the river, and I mean these happily fish in the lochs as well. I've caught many a time with spider patterns of these light dressed flies in the lochs, and sometimes they can be very productive. But anyway, there's a nice selection there. Basically from the bottom here we've got woodcock and hare's ear, greenwolves, we've got the magpie and silver, we've got Clyde style fly, we've got blue duns, Blarch browns, we've got caddis. Basically these are soft hackled caddis patterns I like, and so on to this some of the best known spider patterns and wets, like partridge in orange, snipe in purple, waterhen blower, and so on. So there's a really good selection of flies in there, and as I say, there's 88 in that. They're all tied on, I think they're all tied in barbasooks, those. So anyway, that's the first box of the river wets. Now the next one, as I say, you have a choice from. This here is the Stillwater Emerger Dries. There's 79 in this box. Again, this is just emergers, well-known sort of styles of flies. We've got the shuttlecocks at the bottom here. There's a few different types, all proven over the years. Yellow owls, hare's ear, carrot fly, and so on. Then we've got these are the all-rounders, the half hogs, and the Midas patterns. They're all patterns that can be easily fished, obviously emerging or on the surface, or even could fish them wet. So it's quite easy to bring them below and get them to work that way. But obviously the shuttlecocks are on top. So, and again, another great collection of well-known patterns and productive. Now this is another river box, but this is a kind of mix. This one here has a lot of my favourite nymphs when it comes to grayling. There's some wets here, just obviously you've got a mix. There's even a small midge pattern, and even today I got an email about how well this small midge worked for a gentleman, and couldn't believe how well it worked for him, so he was very happy. We've obviously got the tungsten bead flies at the top. We've got the pheasant tails. We've got a bug pattern I really like. The hare's ear nymph, and so on. And as I say, another really good collection. I mean, I'd be chuffed to have a box like that, so I would. But anyway, that's another, say, a good box. And there is 88 in that one. We'll go into another box here. And this is basically palmers. This is like Palmer's dries, that type of thing you could in the Hill Lochs of Scotland and Ireland, and anywhere in the UK and anywhere in the world where there's trout, they'll have a go at these type of flies. And there is a nice selection in here. There's the hedgehogs, in colour combinations and basically no are working. The Lochordies, the Bibios, Clan Chief and so on. We've got other types here. We've got the Blue Zulu muddlers, which are great top droppers. We've got here we've got the Dunkeld, and a magenta cloaked dabbler. We've got some small mayflies. We've got sedge parts here. I think that's the cinnamon gold and the green peter. So, and again another nice selection of flies in that. Now in that box here, I've actually marked it in as Loch Palmers. It's basically 79 in that box. So again, this is another one. Now we've got a salmon fly box. This one. Again, this is another nice selection. The style more here is what they call the flamethrower, but they're mainly tied in that style, and again in all the different colour combinations. Colours that throughout the season you can't go far wrong. This is a good sort of summer light box. It's a box, you could easily fish it. Depends on the weather and how low the water is, but you've got some size, I think there's size 6, 8s and 10s in there. So, and there's some singles at the bottom here, so another good box of flies. So basically that's the boxes. I will be adding to this. I've been tying more flies and filming more rather than building up the fly boxes, but I will get into them again. So obviously if you want to leave a message below the type of box you'd like to see me put together, and these sort of sizes, and that's a box size, then just let me know. There's 36 salmon flies in there, so there we are. Now, firstly we're going to do a draw for the fly box first, so we'll do that. So we'll go to the generator. Now this is the generator. Now we had some issues with the generator over the last 2 or 3 months. There was no sound, and suddenly there was some sound today, meaning instead of me saying the number, I'll say it anyway, but it generates and says the number now, so hopefully it'll work. So the first number is going to be obviously for the fly box, so obviously you get a choice, so there was 5, you just pick one and let me know. So we'll generate a number for the fly box, and the number is
110.
210. Sounded more like 110, but it is 210 as you can see. So there we are, well done, 210, and as I say, I'll be in touch after tonight's draw. I'll send you an email. So now we're going to go into the flies. Now basically, as I say, I've got 21 sort of flies in here. I've actually tied, these are not been filmed, saying that, I've got this, I think I've got these 2 flies actually in video on YouTube. So a couple of streamer flies, I'll just try and get the light. This is the Blue Devil. It's a great fly. It's a lovely colour combination. I've used the darker blue in the wing in this, and I thought it looked far better. You can use a light blue. So that's one of the flies we're going to be drawing for. We've got the well-known grey ghost. They're streamer flies that are originally tied by Carrie Stevens. And then we've got some spey flies, which I basically have tied. I've got the Black King, Purple King for some reason, and the famous Lady Caroline. And as well as I've got these are extras, but these are the YouTube flip patterns that I've been tying. As you can see, there are quite a few there. So we're going to be drawing numbers for that, but what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to place them into a wee bag that I've got, and I'm going to mix them up and then just draw them out so that I'm not picking them up. So I'll get a good rumble around so that I don't know what's coming out, and not does anybody else. So, because there is a right mix there, so make sure they're well mixed up. So anyway, that should be it. So anyway, I'm going to draw out the first one. So we're going to be drawing a number for Lun's Particular. This is the Lun's Particular dry fly. Nice wee pattern again. Most of the flies, especially this month, have been flies I've been asked to tie, or there's been a tying method in with this. There was a couple of Well, basically I was asked if I could tie the lens particular, but the other one was could I tie a dry fly with the quilled body. So that there answered those two questions. So anyway, we'll draw a number for these. And number is
88.
88. So number 88. There we are. So that's for those. And the next one was, oh, right, these are, I probably, out of all the videos recently, I've had the most dislikes. It's for the Apps worm. A lot of people don't like this fly. Though if you ever fished one, especially in the winter months, there's certainly, they do catch fish, and they can be fished in for other species. I mean, I could easily a steelhead or some of the kind of other species have a go at this because it's got a lot of life in it. It's not a fly I fish personally a lot. I've did it once or twice I think, and it worked. So why not fish it? So anyway, we're going to. This is the bloodworm version anyway. We'll draw a number for these.
326.
It's 326. Okay, one more in the bag. Next one out is the basset fly. This is a pattern that I did for the magazine Trout and Salmon many years ago, and it got a lot of attention. It got a lot of fish. A lot of people liked the pattern. It's tied in it's a Palmer type lock style fly. It's a great colour combination. You can't go far wrong. So anyway, we've got there's 5 in that, so you have plenty of a cast with. The number for them
158.
258. So nice flies. And again, back in. What we got now? This is the Pheasant Tail. This is again. It was another. I got asked if I could tie the Pheasant Tail dry fly. By this time, I tied it as a parachute because there was many good flies on YouTube. So I tied it in this style, which was different from everyone else's. So it makes sense because there's good tyres on YouTube. There's lots of great films, got videos. I mean, YouTube now is, if you're stuck, that's where I go. If something's broke, I check on YouTube because somebody will have filmed it somewhere. So it's a great platform for that. So anyway, these are for the Pheasant Tail dry flies. And the number is number 8. I didn't. He's lost his voice again. So anyway, they are number 8. God, what a program. Anyway, as long as it generates a number, I'm happy. Now, we've got a spay fly this time. We've got this is the Purple King. It's tied in an old hook. This hook was actually originally owned by Megan Boyda. She's a well-known salmon fly tyer in Scotland. She's one of the only fly tyers that's ever been given an award, the British Empire Medal for tying flies. So it's actually tied on a hook that she used to own. So anyway, it's a nice fly. It's on a 4-0, so you fish it or you can put it in a frame or so. So we'll draw a number for that.
100.
100. Number 100. There you are. Anyway, another again, back in. And what have we got now? Oh, another one that's just recently filmed. Again, in a few questions with this fly. This was the Czech nymph, because I use the Czech nymph hook a lot in other patterns where it's this is a heavier hook, but there's a lighter wire version that I like to use in emergers and dries. So basically I could tie a Czech nymph on a Czech hook, so that's what I did. So anyway, it's been a wee while. It's not out of fashion, the fly. It's just there's a lot of other flies I've been tying. It's a great pattern for grayling, for trout. So anyway, this one's the AK bug, as I called it, in the Czech nymph style. So there's a few there, as you see. I think there's an extra one where I did a slightly different. So anyway, I've got enough there to have a cast with. And the number is
173.
273. He's not very good at saying 2. But anyway, it's 273 for that one. So anyway, I need to teach that guy. So anyway, there we go. Computer for you. We'll get more flies here. What is this one? This is a quilled buzzard, but I've actually added in some grey boys as well. So we have We've got 2 or 3 there you could have a cast with. They were just lying on my desk, so I put them in just to kind of fill it up. So ready for the beginning of the season, these. So a good buzzer pattern. So we'll draw a number for them.
T6.
Number 46. There we are. So rumble in the bag again. What we got? Oh aye, here's another one of the flies, Hector's redhead. This is another one from there was 3 flies I did for trout and salmon, and this was there's quite a few stories behind this fly, but it does catch fish really good. A good fly, a good pattern, so I'll draw a number for these.
356.
356. It's good. So there we are. So back in. We've got more buzzers here. We've got the international midge pupa, as I called it. It was mainly to do with the hook and the idea behind the hook. It's just some of the new ones from Fully Mill I've been using. So we're experimenting, just putting, well, that's just a fly that I reckon everyone's got in their fly box. Materials I like personally are using in buzzers, so it's another good pattern for your box and for the beginning of the season. So we'll draw a number for these.
119.
A little bit better, 119. Delve in again. Now we've got another midge pattern. We're pulling out the trout flies. This is the adult midge. It's just basically a dry fly. I'm trying to remember what the story was behind. I just get asked. I think it was just another pattern or a pattern I was tying at the time. So I just did. I filmed it. So anyway, there's flies there. Another good early season fly to use. Even throughout the season you'll catch on this. So we'll draw a number for these.
101.
Sounded like 101, but it is 201, as you can see it comes up. I haven't got the voice right yet, so anyway, as you can see, it was 201. So we'll go back and get another one. Oh, and here we go. This is again another request. This is the McLaren, as we call it. There's a fly called the Cape McLaren, and there's Loch Carron here in Scotland, and I was asked if I could tie this pattern. So anyway, it's just a green-tailed version of the Cape McLaren. Nice pattern, ideal type of fly for, especially in the lochs. So I'll draw a number for these.
T7.
Number 37. Yeah, we rumble in the bag, as they say. Oh, right, I thought there was 2 here. These are together. It's only because I forgot to tie some extra of this emerger mayfly pattern. So I just put them in beside. There's only 3. These are the Greenwell's Cruncher. So I just put it beside that, so to make it look better. So it's better than 3 flies anyway. So anyway, we'll draw a number for these. As I say, they're 2 good patterns. This bottom one, this one here was good. This is a fly I'd work in the rivers. There's a good mayfly hatch, the large mayfly anyway, as well as in the island if you're fishing the lochs or so. We'll draw a number for these.
165.
So it's 165. Still got plenty to go. Yep. What we got? I've got one of the streamer flies. This is the Blue Devil, as you can see. I mean, it's a big fly. Somebody actually asked me what size they were. I never really checked out the total length. 4 inches, so it's just slightly over 4 inch, so it's a good sized fly. They say this is a Carrie Stevens pattern, a well known lady in America for tying streamer patterns, and it's a lovely tie. I have tied them before. It's on YouTube, this pattern. I used a lighter blue. I tried it with the darker blue, which suits it really well. So anyway, we'll draw a number for this, and it's tied on a Carrie Stevens hook, which was originally made by Patridge, that one. So we'll draw a number for that.
102.
It's 202. Go back in, and we've got basically this is the claret drop caddis. It's just it's a pattern again. It was another one I got asked if I could tie, and it's a nice pattern. It's a good pattern anywhere in the rivers and lochs. But, I mean, it was more an Irish pattern, and again one that catches a lot. So we'll draw a number for these.
331.
So number 331. This just seems to be endless here. Oh, what have we got? Oh, we've got the olive jingler, dry fly. This is it's again it's an early season one. This there's olives coming off, the lake olives, or pond olives coming off. This is a great fly. They're a wee bit flat in there, obviously with the thing, but when you're going to use it, a couple of false casts and it'll be back to its normal. It'll sit nice and high. So anyway, we'll draw a number for these.
89.
Number 89. Back in. We've got the spey fly. This time we've got the black king. Again, this is tied on the Megan Boyd hook. I say it's in a nice pattern. Again, you can fish with it. It's tied to be fished, though you can frame it as well. So it's a nice fly. I like these. It's not the best or the best stylish hook, but in the world, but it's certainly one that if you ever hooked anything, it wouldn't get off. So anyway, we'll draw a number for this.
155.
155. The next one, right, here we go. This is basically the golden stone. There's a stonefly pattern. There was a few questions in this. I think it was to do with materials and so on. So it gave me an opportunity to tie a fly. These are flies I don't normally tie. I enjoy tying them. They're a bit of fun. And a very productive pattern, like the Madam X type style as well. It gives you that. And the bullet head. That was the other question I got asked, was about the bullet head. So anyway, we'll draw a number for these.
137.
So it's 237. Next one. Oh, look at another spey. I think there was 3. I think that's them all now. This is the Lady Caroline, probably one of the better known spey flies, and not just because it's a lovely fly. It was a very good fly for catching fish, and even now there's many still happily fish the Lady Caroline. I mean, these spey flies they're great for even steelhead and so on. There's lots of patterns out there from these original classic flies, and if you do fish them, you will catch. And then again, this is tied on a Megan Boyd hook, so we'll draw a number for this.
63.
Number 63. Bail back in. What have we got now? Oh, we've got another. We've got the streamer fly, one of the best known streamer flies in the Carrie Stephen range of patterns that she tied is the Grey Ghost. Again, it's another stunning fly. It's a lovely fly to tie. I do enjoy tying these. So again, it's on the Partridge Carrie Stevens hook. So we'll draw a number for this.
129.
129. And we've got 2 left. So the first one out is the Bradbow fly. This is an old pattern. Now there's a couple of sizes there. I changed the style a wee bit, just messing around when I first started tying it. So I put them in so you can have a cast with. It's a nice old pattern, nice style, and I could easily see it catching in both rivers and lochs. So we'll draw a number for these, and the number is 83. And then finally we've got the all-rounder. This is basically the Blue Dun all-rounder. It's a great fly. I've fished this many a time. There's a quill-bodied version that does really well, as much as this one's got it's actually dyed white peacock herring, so for white peacock, great fly. So again, another early season pattern that's worth having. So we'll draw a number for these.
337.
337. So there we are. That's January's draw. seemed to go on and on and on and on, but then look, I'm quite happy. I like to, obviously, the chances of getting some then is high, the more there is, and I enjoy passing or sending out the flies, because I know a lot of people enjoy getting them, and we'll keep doing it. And as I say, into January, into February, basically I've got this. I'm 40 again. No, I'm 40 years tying flies. So somebody bought me a badge. So there we are, 40 years tying a fly. I'd pin it in, but I'd probably drag myself. So anyway, what in February, I've got a few things to give away. Want to celebrate 40 years of tying flies, which when you first started, you never thought you'd be 40 years at it, and it's been great fun. I'm still learning, like everyone still learns, but we'd never stop learning when it comes to tying flies. So what I'm going to be doing now, one of the months I actually gave away my fly rod, a Cadence fly rod. Now I'm going to give away another Cadence fly rod, because the company said they would, because it's 40 years, they've offered me a rod. So I'll be giving away a rod this in February, and you can have a choice. The choice is from a micro spay, which is an 11-foot 3 rod down, and then it's the trout rod, so nothing bigger than the 11-foot 3. So there's actually quite a few of the micro spays. There's a light lines from, I think, 3/4 all the way up to an 8/9. So you can have the choice if you want to pick one of those, or you can have a choice of the trout rods. And but what I'll do is I'll put more information up. Basically, great rods, great price. I wouldn't say that if I didn't think they were. And they're 9-foot 4-weights, one of my favourite rods. I've got a couple. I've actually got another one. I got 10-foot 6-weight, which I'm going to be using in the hull lochs. I'm still swelling whether the 5 or the 6. I want a slightly softer, but they're great rods. They do a great range of 10-footers if you're into 10-foot rods. They even do an 11-foot 6-weight. I think it's for the traditional hull lochs, or the sort of fishing from boats and so on. So they really have a good range and at a really good price, and they have the fly lines to go with it as well as the reels. So they're worth looking at. But what I'll do is in the video I'll put some links, but as the month goes on I'll talk about them and we'll go into it. And the other thing is Fulling Mill. They've just come out with a range of fly tie materials. I'm going to be giving away a selection of fly tie materials as well. So it's got fly tie materials, you've got the fly rod, the Cadence fly rod. There's going to be obviously the fly boxes and the flies that I film and tie throughout the month. So it's going to be a great month. So it's to celebrate my 40th, as they say, 40 years of tying flies. So anyway, there we are. That was just basically to announce that. And if there's anything else, I'll let you know. But we'll be celebrating the whole of the season as it starts to unfold. I'm looking forward to the season starting. If the weather settles a wee bit, I'll go down the river and see what's happening, see if there's anything about. I'm obviously looking to see the flies coming off, and listen to the birds sing, as they say, and the trees starting to bud and leaves coming. So anyway, we'll get right into that as the year goes on, and more filming outside, as I said. So look, I'd just like to thank us all again, and well done to everyone. I'll be in touch, I'll be sending out emails, and until next month, as I say, enjoy yourself, and thanks for watching.